Hi. Hi, everyone. News FriYay
FriYay.
is here. And just like we promised, 2024 is moving along just very fast.
Mhm.
Like the days, everything's going faster than the normal.
Yeah.
Are you feeling it too over there, Kim?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Anyways, so good to see all of you. A lot of them came. A lot of the family came in early and was chit chatting before, and I love that. That's what we do. That's why we do what we do here.
Right.
Is create community, and I love how you guys take care of each other, and so forth. I did notice while waiting to go live that Gracious Lady 24 was mistaken yesterday as a troll, and so I handed her a wrench tonight so no one would mistake her as a troller.
Oh.
So now she's going to fight the real trolls, huh? Gracious Lady 24. I love it. Okay. Prince Charming Mom, hello. And I do, since you're here, I do want to, for Christmas, see what I got from Prince Charming's mom. It has all the chakras.
Oh,
And
wow. Oh, what a good idea.
a little cheat card.
Oh, that's neat.
100%. I love it.
I love it.
Very
That's
kind
great.
and thoughtful. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, such a good idea. Wow.
Merry Christmas to me. So
amazing.
Anyway, and I saw that you were on Terry's channel yesterday, holding your space.
Holding your space, yeah. I know, I always get that.
I want to make sure I'm right.
Yeah.
Holding your space, Terry. I want to bring this up because number one, great show. You guys need to go watch it if you missed it, the interview and what you guys discussed, and it was just very well done, very clear. But I wanted to bring it up because of Terry and her channel. She has such a beautiful platform, and really, really comes from a space of love and light. Thank you, Annie, for posting that so everybody can see. Please click on this. Go to her channel. And if you want to be a part of a community that really support one another through the times that we're going through, plus any other, we're humans, we're going to go through stuff. This community is so supportive of one another. She gets together every morning and does kind of a meet and greet every morning to start the day off, and everybody checks in. And they hold space, and she guides them in a meditation for the day. It is fabulous, you guys. So if you are seeking a community that is like-minded and leads with love, I recommend Terry at Holding Your Space. They meet every morning for meditation and to check in with each other. I just wanted to throw that out and give that a shout out. Please visit her channel, join the community. It's wonderful.
It's a great channel, and like you said, her heart is so in the right place. Everything is so
she's very aligned to
such a good place, yeah.
And so I don't make it in the mornings because it's really early for me. But I don't miss a day. I do listen to when I get up. It's several hours later. I do listen and join in on the meditations and so forth. But I just really highly recommend it. And again, Kim was on her channel yesterday. You don't want to miss that that show either. So check it out. All right.
Yeah.
Here we are. It's Newsflash Friday, and it's not any news to us that there's a lot of news, and already a lot of questions coming in for the week.
Yes, and I do have a question to squeeze in at some point. So I just one that I got before I got on. So just FYI, I just have one.
You have one already, okay. And I'm trying not to miss all these that are coming in.
They usually, yeah, I'll just tell them to come to the live and just put in your question. But
Yeah. And I have a few, I wrote a couple down because I do members right before this. So
okay.
I did get a couple going here already from the members group. But when I first sat down, and I forgot to share this. This is one of, I have many cards, but this is one it just kind of showed up, and I thought it was really interesting because I don't think anything's an accident. But this is one of my old business cards on the wings of healing. Intuitive healer practitioner. This was years and years ago. On the wings of healing, and on the back it says freedom to soar. So you can see where I got Freebird from. Next jump was Freebird Spirit. So yeah, that was interesting. And I why it popped out for some reason, because I don't have any of those around, but all of a sudden it was on my desk.
Oh, that's interesting.
So yeah. So I'm going to keep it out and see what Spirit brings in with that. But I thought that was interesting. Anyway, okay, back to what we're here for tonight, and that's current topics. And so thank you for all the questions coming in already. And you can see I'm dressed in like 5 layers because it is really cold.
Is it cold? And I bet it's cold here, and we don't get, but it's chilly. It's not like Colorado though.
It was like 5 degrees last night, and I know other places are way colder than that, but I'm from California. I'm from San Diego, guys. I'm from Southern California. So any of it's cold to me. So it is cold. So
that's chilly.
All right. So should we do the questions we have first? Kim, you want to go? You want to do your question first? Okay.
Sure.
But while I'm going to shut the heater off now that I said it was so cold.
Yeah, it's been cold here too, and been a little chilly. At least for California, it has.
Yeah, and you guys have been getting the rain and all that. See, you're warmer than me, Craig. 39, that would be a heat wave here. I know, Lisa's like, why are you in Colorado? I know. When your kids move, you kind of follow them.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So, okay. You want to do your question?
Sure. Look at it right here. It was from Carol. And Carol says, U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkin was the victim of an apparent swatting in her home in Washington, D.C. on Sunday night. This is happening to all those who are in charge of judicial cases about Trump. Can or will something be done to stop these threats and harassments? Will Trump ever be held responsible? And I know that the judge yesterday had that morning, he had they had a bomb threat in the court, and they think no, they don't. Some people have surmised that perhaps the reason he let kind of Trump just blow his top and just start, screaming in the courtroom was because he was a little intimidated by the threats and things that he's been getting, and so he was almost a little afraid to not let him talk. And I thought, well, that's not good, because that's they want to have.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And
she's just wondering about that.
For those of you who are wondering what a swatting is, from my understanding, it's when the person's not even home, but there's a 911 call to the home, right? That there's been a break and entry or something, or disturbance at the home.
Yeah.
So please show up, and you're not even there.
Yeah.
So
try and cause intimidation and chaos and things like that.
Yeah. Like we know you're not home, sort of thing. So we're keeping an eye on you, and then the police come out, like all that. So.
Right.
Okay. So are they gonna start what's happening with this. Well, unfortunately, what I'm seeing here, people are they want to, with these actions, of course, they want you to get into the energy of fear. This is how they work. And once you're in that fear, that makes you more vulnerable in all areas of your life, which played out with the judge yesterday, right? So that's what they're trying to do. I do feel you're going to see more of this. I feel that I'm seeing that they're going to figure out some type of protection. However, that's just kind of a Band-Aid to me. So if you add more protection for the judges and for the people who, that's a Band-Aid to what's actually happening. I feel like they're going to be pushed to the edge and then have to do something more drastic. It's almost like they have to wake up or something.
Yeah. I'm getting like the people that are doing this, or the people that have started to do this type of intimidation, it's almost like they're one step ahead, and the DOJ or whoever, or the local authorities or something, is like they have to catch up. Mm-hmm. It's not, and I'm also getting like this hasn't really been done on this scale too, because it's like it's patchy, but it's all over the place. It's not just, it's like in certain, Democratic headquarters and, like local ones. And then there's like school boards, and then there's like judges. Yeah. And then it's kind of patchy, but it's everywhere. And they're kind of one step ahead. I am feeling like there's going to be a few people kind of almost like made examples of. So I don't know if they go too far, and so they're brought in, and people, they're kind of, held accountable, and it may send kind of a chilling effect to the other people who are thinking about doing this stuff, because I feel like it's quite severe. Whatever this, but it feels like a few people, like a handful of people, like 2 or 3 people, something like that, or 3 or 4 people.
They're professional bullies. They know what they're doing. This is not, it's not like, oh, let's try this and see what happens. It's like they know the psychology behind this. But I do feel that they are going to figure this out. There's going to be a breakthrough. I do have the Ace of Swords here. So like you said, I do feel something will happen. But I feel like a little bit more trouble before we get there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting, and there's also resources, like they don't have it for the scale that it's happening right now. It's like they don't have the resources to track down every person and find it's tricky anyway in this sphere of anonymity, that it's kind of like it's tricky anyway, but they don't really have the amount of resources they would need to track down everybody. And but I do feel like they're gonna, like, something's gonna happen where it's like a few people are really, really, the hammer comes down on them, and I feel like it kind of sends a message where it maybe doesn't stop, but it slows it down a bit. Right. So which is unfortunate, right? Because something has to happen for them to actually freaking do something. But it does feel like that. It feels like something's going to happen, and they're going to have to really crack down and make kind of an example of these people.
It's always like that. Well, until something actually happens, there's nothing we can really do to help you. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're not much on prevention in any way in our society. It seems like it's like,
I feel like, when we first started the police force or whatever, way hundreds of years ago, whatever, it was to protect us.
Yeah.
It's no longer working that way. Michelle says, I'm so tired of all this violence. Yes.
I know.
Me too. Me too. Carol says the FBI is investigating. Good. All right. So, all right, moving on to the next question. When will the circuit court give their decision about absolute immunity? So kind of
district court.
When do we see that taking place?
I keep thinking, why would it take so long? Because it's like it seems so obvious, but
you know, when I read on this before, they didn't want to make the decision. They don't want to be in that place, but they are in that place and they need to make a decision, but they don't want to be. They don't want to make the decision. They want it to go to the Supreme Court, is I feel like what I got before. They want it to. They don't want it to be in their hands to make the choice, but I feel like.
Right.
But when will this take place? And that's why I think it's taking them so long. It seems, yes, Rebecca, it seems like a slam dunk.
Right, dragging their feet. Yeah, it kind of feels like, to me, I'm getting like it almost next month. So maybe the end of the month, like between the, I don't know, 20th and 30th or something. It seems like it's later at maybe the end of the month. I don't feel like it goes past January, though. I feel like it's in January.
Good.
And those when questions are always hard. The timing is weird and so hard. So that's what I'm getting. I'm feeling, because I keep feeling like, is it February? And it's like, no, it pushes me back to January. So I feel like it's this month, but maybe later in the month.
Just a question. Oh.
It is live on both our channels, but you can only make comments on Debbie's. So if you're wanting to make a comment, or if you're wanting to.
Oh, really? That's how it works?
Yeah, I think you have to be on your channel to make.
I see a lot of comments coming from your channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sweet darling Lulu's on your channel. Anything that has like a little link in there next to her name, like Lynn.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So
yeah,
it's live on both channels, just so you know.
Yeah, live on both channels, and all the comments we can see them. They can't.
Okay. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Okay. All right. So yeah. Okay. Connie B is on my channel. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, this is really kind of upside down. A lot of. Okay, going back to the bullying, right? That's how the paperclip. Yes, Terry. Terry, we talked about you at the beginning. If you missed it, you'll have to go back and hear it. The bullying. That's how 45 ran the country when he was in, right? So all the people, did his whim.
Yeah.
It's the same type of feel to it to me, this whole scenario going on, and that underlying fear of whatever. I don't know what they'd be afraid of, but there is the underlying fear, and there's dysfunction and brokenness all abounds with this. So we'll see when it actually takes place, but they're just kind of showing the energy that we're up against.
And with so many people, especially in the Republican Party, it's worked. I mean, look how quickly Lindsey Graham backed down when like 5 people chased him in an airport, and he then he's like, went right back on his word. So it works to some degree. I don't think it works as well with Democrats, because I think they know that. They know this can't work, otherwise it's going to be the norm. So you have a lot of people that are very like, mm-hmm. I don't care if you do threats or whatever. They kind of hand it over to the authorities and just try not to let it get to them, and just keep doing what they're doing, because that's the point, right? Is to mm-hmm. intimidate you to stop, or intimidate you to let Trump go free or whatever they're,
Well, I did a timing card, and you guys, this is just for entertainment purposes only. When I use my timing cards, it's for fun. But I did get in just a few weeks, so we'll see it in
take
a few weeks. Yeah. All right. Okay. So the next question I had two. Will the House vote to impeach Biden? We know it won't go through the Senate, but will the House actually vote to impeach Biden? You should get your doodads out. You should get your little.
Oh, yeah. I will. Hold on one second. I will. I'm going to get them. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna throw on this as well, but will the House vote to impeach Biden? I just feel yucky about it. When I step into the energy, I just feel like, are you kidding me? That's the feel I get. Okay, here goes Kim.
Okay, so is the House going to impeach Biden? So let me do my no and my yes. So my no is always, it's always crossed like that. And the yes is, look at these, they just sing.
They love you.
Sing. Okay, so is it, I guess more likely than not that they're going to impeach them. So they're doing it. Well, okay, so let me explain this. So they're going to the side like this. That's a maybe. So it's not a for sure.
It's for sure, yeah.
Yeah, see, they're going to maybe again. And now they're a little bit open. So I feel like it's kind of like a soft yes. So it's kind of like they're determined. And what I got visually was rolling a boulder up a hill.
Yes,
so
please.
It's going to be tough, but they're determined. So
yeah, I'm getting, when I stepped into the energy when you're getting your doodads, I just felt sick, and I'm like, oh, it's just so gross. Like, people are disgusted. People are just disgusted, and that was the energy I jumped in. I'm like, well, what does that mean? But it's because of the fighting that's going on. So the first card that comes out is this, and this is conflict. The conflict going on right now. So that's the energy in it right now, and that's why you're getting right now this is kind of where it's leaning towards a possibility there with the House, and it's just ridiculous because there's nothing there. There's no evidence. There's nothing but a bunch of people who will say yes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I just got a hit that I think that this summer Trump's going to be convicted, and I feel like that's when they do it. I feel like it's to try to, because I feel like I'm getting like a ringing in my ears. Yeah, it's like a really they're so upset that's why they do it. I'm going to just check with my passing across to make sure I got that. Is that right? Let me just make sure. Yeah, that's a big yes. So I think he's going to be convicted this summer. And I think it's to try to retaliate. And it's so obvious that it just doesn't land. It doesn't help anything. It doesn't do anything. Yeah, that was weird because it was just like,
you heard it here, guys.
Yeah, it seems like this summer.
Mm-hmm. He will get a conviction this summer. But right now this is where they are with the decision. They're like in that. And what you're looking at is just I don't even know what to say about this. It just is so disgusting to me. How did we get here?
It is, and it's
sure someone has written a book of how we got here, but
yeah.
yeah, what are they going to impeach him for? That's the thing, Christine. What are they going to impeach him for? That's what doesn't make any sense. Like,
Um,
I'm hoping that they get to some of these and they have a conscious. This is embarrassing, country.
it kind of feels like it's connected to like foreign policy, like Israel or something. It feels like it's connected to something. I'm not sure what this is. Moving. It's bogus. It's bogus. It's like a bogus thing, but I feel like it's something that he did on his own, or he's doing on his own. And it's like it's twisted, like they twist it to make it look like it's a bad thing, or like you don't ever do that, but you do. It's a thing you can do. So I don't know if I don't know what this is. I don't know enough about like
I know
presidential powers and stuff like that, but it's I feel like
he's done some things with Ukraine, but maybe with Israel too. That he's kind of found a side door to help or whatever with Ukraine. And
yeah, I mean, it could be Ukraine. It just feels like it's foreign policy. It doesn't feel like it's domestic for some reason. So, you know them. They'll find some stupid little nothing and make it into something. And it's you're right. It is just it's gross because it's such a misuse of our money, our time. I mean, it's just such an abuse of.
If you I'm talking to the family here too, you guys ever see some of the replays of how the discussions that actually take place on the floor during their committee times? It's insanely ridiculous. I would be out of my mind if I had to sit there and listen to some of this madness.
I think how can you?
How did they do it?
Also, knowing how they were involved in the insurrection and they're still sitting there, it's like how do you keep your, how do you keep your emotions in check? I would be way too emotional to be there.
I would be out of my. You got to hand it to Raskin and the AOC,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, they keep it together. They're able to stay clear and concise in their rebuttals. I'm like, oh my gosh, they'd probably have to kick me out or something.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the stuff. Yeah, Sharon says it's so ridiculous. MTG is oh my goodness. I know. And then the other day, you're holding up.
She's such a disgrace. And she's just, and it's so like low rent, the way they just like sit and just try to say the most ridiculous things to try to get money. It's just so,
frustrating.
Bargain basement Betty. It's like, what is
and it's nothing against bottom basement Betty, but I get you what you're saying. I get what you're tossing out there. I love a good bargain.
Yeah, well, I do too, but I mean, but not in Congress,
Not in Congress.
No, I'm all about it. Special, right. But yeah, no, I'm just like, but in the Congress to be that way, it's just gross. It's so, it's just beneath, you know. Yeah. The lowest level, it's beneath that.
Yeah. So, okay. But yeah, I totally got the picture. All right. So, sweetie, darling Lulu. Hello. And I feel like she's streaming in from your channel. Welcome. And the GOP decided do a congressional investigation on Cassidy Hutch. Here's another, so frustrating, on Cassidy. How will that play out? Again, it's just another play on their
Waste of time, waste of money. Yeah. Waste of everybody's time.
They're trying to be distracting. They're trying to create narrative here and fill the airwaves with their craziness.
It's interesting that I'm seeing her in like answering questions, like sitting before the committee. It must be televised or something. So I'm seeing her sitting there and I'm getting chills. So answering questions or talking or something. And I feel like they're just like, it's basically just so they can yell at her and just, because they're so mad that she flipped sides and went out there and said, I'm going to vote for Joe Biden because I'm tired of this and all of this stuff. And how she was embraced by the left, welcoming her in, even though she did stay there and support him until the insurrection. But, she did ultimately do the right thing. And that's the main thing. I think everybody wants to. It's not as though we're not willing to forgive people if they do the right thing in the end, but there's so few of those. But yeah, I'm seeing her showing up and answering their stupid questions and kind of getting yelled at, getting
abused.
Yeah, kind of yelled at. They kind of use it as just to unload because they're just mad at her. They're babies. They're big, giant babies.
Yeah. And literally it is abuse. Sometimes I watch, I'm like, that's abuse. Like, hold up there. Yeah. It's not going to go as they hoped, but they do see this as they're going to take advantage of this because they feel that she's vulnerable. Mm-hmm. She's vulnerable. And so they see this as a chance to get in there and call her to the carpet, but it's not going to go as they'd hoped. It's not going to, the outcome for them is.
I get that feeling too. It's not going to be what they think it is, but this is like a plan.
They're just going to look like bullies.
Yeah.
Bullies and ridiculous. You know how ridiculous they sound when they shout their things. It's like, that didn't even make sense what you just said. They just, I mean, but yeah. All right. But we can wrap her up, you guys. We can send her love and light. When she's called up, just wrap her in love and light and strength and surround her with that light and angels. She can sit there, sit tall there.
Yeah.
I think she'll be prepared well. I think that she'll get some help and be prepared.
I do too. Yeah, that is what I was feeling as well, is that she'll have good attorneys and good people around her. Unlike, Trump, she can actually get still really good attorneys that really know what they're doing and know how to represent her and know how to help her. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. All right, Constance, hello. How will the Iowa caucus on Monday go? Wow.
I do feel like it is Trump, but closer than they thought, or a little closer than they thought.
Yeah, I'm just hearing, I don't know why I'm hearing shit show, but.
Okay, yeah, well, that would.
So I'll throw some cards. It's just like it's like cheating. You know what I mean? I don't understand how they can do this. I have no concept of how they can get in there, but it's just another shit show. And it's just like
Chaos. Mhm.
chaos, cheating, paying money, doing all that. You know what I mean? Underground.
Yeah.
What a corrupt
Yeah.
institution I'm stepping into here. Who knew? Everybody's like, I did. Yeah. So yeah, there's going to be a compromise in the end. Someone will have to withdraw.
Interesting.
But yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's going to be Trump.
Yeah, it's just not as like easy as they thought, or not as
clear.
as big a gap as they thought, or something like that. So it feels like, yeah, it's him, but yeah.
I wonder if at the end of the day, if it really is him. You know what I mean? I wonder if it is him, or if they just at the end they make it him for some reason.
Yeah, and I do think somebody asked about the weather, and I do feel like the weather may be a factor.
Mm. Oh, I didn't even think about DeSantis. Bam. He was out so long ago to me.
Yeah.
He just doesn't know when to quit. My pendulum says yes on Trump, but a very small one.
Right. Yeah, and sometimes it's just this is the way that the energy seems to be going. But when it comes to voting, especially, people can change their mind, or people can decide, forget it, or whatever. Or they can decide not to go, or you have so much free will there. You can really only just follow the energy, which way the energy is kind of moving. And that's really all you can do, because everybody has their free will. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. Yep. All right. And kerosene, 1022. So happy to see you too. So many seers are sensing a major event this spring. Most say it will be good, but a profound event. Do you see this also? Whew, I'd have to go watch my 2024 predictions video.
Right. Well, what's interesting about that is that when back in September, I got the message, fall and winter were going to be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And there'd be people leaving in groups again. And that in the spring, something lifts. There's something that happens in spring. So it may be what they're talking about here. That may be why that came in but it felt like March or April. It felt like early spring. It didn't feel like late, close to summer. It definitely felt like a spring thing, right after the winter. And it just kind of lifts the energy, or lifts things so that we're not as immersed in all of this really chaotic energy like we would be in fall and winter. So I am wondering if this is what.
But yeah, like late March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I was feeling.
Let's see. Yeah. I do. Yeah, I don't feel like because it would have to be it has to be profound. It's not. I'm not sensing, and I'll look into this again, but I don't. I said. Rebecca says that I said April 17th something was going to happen. Thank you
Okay.
for writing that down, because I'm like, I think I connected into something. I just don't remember what it was. So, yeah, I don't get a sense that it's like, a huge like a apocalypse thing, but I do feel a more of a uniting, or something that we you really are able to really expand our compassion. And I just put out a video of compassion today. But I do feel this year is a big year that's going to really bust out in our frequency, that compassion piece. And I'm wondering if that's going to be around April 17th, that date time.
Yeah. I just got the word release. And so I don't know, maybe somebody may be released from, I'm thinking like maybe from prison, or maybe the prisoners may be released, or something like the hostages may be released. It's something. So something just came up about a release.
Okay.
So maybe
write that down, Rebecca.
write that down. So maybe that's part of it. Is
Yeah.
it could be an energy release or something, or it could be. But I'm thinking, Navalny, wouldn't that be great if he was released?
When you said that, I'm like, yeah.
But it does feel like well, I got the word release. That's all I can say, and it does feel like, oh, thank goodness. It feels it when I feel that, it feels like, oh, thank goodness, or like relief. It does feel like a sigh of relief. So, yeah. So there may be something that has to do with that.
We will take that, and that would be powerful. Okay. All right. Back to questions. Candidates. Will we see any relief regarding the drought affecting the Panama Canal? Shipping prices are only getting higher because they have to limit the size and number of ships going through. Much love. Love right back at you, Candace. Okay.
Panama.
I don't see it this year. I do see a shift in our water levels, but I don't see in the Panama, I don't see it fully being able to assist fully this year. I'm seeing in a few years, maybe in, like a 3-year deal here, where they'll get a handle on that, where the water level maybe it won't be such a drought or something. How would the water level come back up there? I have no idea. But anyway, I see water getting back in there. I see the level going back up a little bit within the next 3 years, but it won't be this year.
Well, and so you're seeing the kind of where it, how it, when it improves, and I'm getting rerouting. So I feel like there's some kind of rerouting that's going to happen that's going to make things
better, okay,
smoother or better. But I'm wondering if, and I heard contracts. So I don't know if it's like they have to renegotiate contracts because they have these contracts that go through the pan. I don't know how it all works, but anyway, I'm getting rerouting that
that's good news.
they're asking about relief, and that's what they're saying is I think part of the relief that will come from rerouting, and then I think you're getting the other part of it, Debbie, which is it will eventually fill up again, and it will be okay in a few years.
It will go back up, but it won't be enough this year, because I saw a lot of water stops this year. But I don't, as far as that, any type of relief that would bring it back up high enough there, I don't even know. I don't have enough info on that, but I do feel again, relief, like you said, that it is happening, but there's going to be some solution definitely within the next 3 years.
Good.
Whether there's more water there or what, or a new place, in the next few years, you're going to see that take place. It's not a fast thing. Like, this fix is not fast.
Yeah.
Is what I'm getting.
Love that to me either.
Yeah.
But there is some relief coming. But like you said, it's not like fixed. It's kind of like, okay, let's do this to kind of make it, at least ease it a little bit and make it a little bit better. So we humans are very clever.
Yeah.
We figure stuff out.
Imported goods are going to get worse before it gets better on the East Coast, unfortunately. Yeah. Well, that's where I see a lot of water on the East Coast this year. Anyway, okay, that's a whole nother story. Thank you, Candace, for the question. So another thing we can pray for. Holy cow. All right. All right, Sunny, I think we answered this one. It says we'll still by 30 points on that.
See, I think it will be closer than that, but I think it will be him, but I think it will be closer, and you're seeing shenanigans and stuff, which does not surprise me in the least. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Mimi, hi. How are you, Mimi? Will DA Fani Willis be removed from the Georgia case?
Mm-hmm.
I am getting a no.
Yeah, I'm getting a no too. I'm getting if she does, she puts up a heck of a fight, because I feel like this is her thing. It's like, I feel like she feels like this is why I'm on planet Earth. It really is like that big of a deal to her. So I just don't see her stepping aside. And if she does, it's not easy at all for her to for them to get her to. So I don't see it. I'm like you, Debbie. I'm very.
Now, if you guys remember, last year when we were reading on this, because we've been asked about Fani Willis in this case since it started, we both saw that there was going to be a bump in the road. But she was going to remain there back then. So here we are at the precipice of this bump, and I'm still getting that she will not be removed. Is what I'm getting.
Yeah. I get the same thing.
And Ness wants to know if there's any truth about the boyfriend news. Is this really a boyfriend that they're trying to say she should be taken off the case because she was dating the prosecutor or something? Did you hear about that, Kim?
Yeah. So I feel like it's like I heard the phrase brief encounter. So I feel like maybe there was something, but it didn't go anywhere. It wasn't I don't know. But it doesn't feel like it feels short. It feels brief. It's so small. So whatever this is, I feel like they're exploiting it, blowing it up, making it bigger than it is.
And Sharon says, well, Trump's a rapist. I know.
Exactly. It's like, and it doesn't exactly, this doesn't even,
it doesn't even match.
It's just that they take stuff and they make it what they want to make it. And they're the people that just believe everything they say will,
and what I'm hearing too is she would never do anything to to hurt this case ever. And this would definitely be something she wouldn't do. Now, if this encounter happened, it would have happened before this case even.
That's what I kind of feel like it happened, but it was like, has nothing to do with this, like now. I don't see it as anything. Yeah, as a thing.
So that's what I'm getting there. Yeah. Black Boots got a Christmas card from Bonnie Willis.
Lucky. Get that.
Right. MBG. Question. Hello, MBG. 2024 wars everywhere, including U.S. If Trump and Biden don't get in there, is there supposedly third party? Who is it? Thank you so very much. Okay, so I feel like the question is more about if Trump and Biden don't get in. I see Biden in, but if Trump isn't, so my thing is who's going to be on the ticket with Biden if something happens and Trump's not on the ticket? Who would that be?
And she's asking about a third party, because I'm not getting anything about a third party.
Yeah. So Seascape is saying, would it be Nikki Haley? Would it be?
I think it would, actually. I think it would be Nikki Haley. And I go back and forth because it would be, I think, in a way less scary for the country if it were Nikki Haley, but at the same time, she is just as cowed by the MAGA people and stuff as, anybody else. She's never taken on Trump. She's never taken them on. And I think that they would be controlling her still. So I feel like the only way we're going to get past this MAGA movement is to once and for all take on Trump and pound him into the ground. Right. But I do feel like, when I asked my guys, because I had never seen Trump getting the nomination, so something may happen between now and then.
Yeah.
But I asked them if he gets it, what does it look like? And they said it is a campfire. This is that's why it's not me. It's not me. Yeah. Because it's such a weird analogy, but it's like a campfire taking on a tidal wave.
Yeah.
He is going to have such a wave against him. And one thing, Democrats have gotten really good at over the last several years is sticking together. They really can stick together. Yeah. And they really have done that through the past, so they're really good at that. And I cannot think of anybody who Trump would have brought on board as a new voter. So, it's just, it's going to be impossible. And I don't think he has any idea the wave coming against him.
If they have to, what I'm seeing too is that if they have to scramble at the last minute because of whatever with 45, I feel like they would back someone that would be part of their 2025 project. Whoever, I think they already have someone in mind, is what I'm seeing here. But it would be someone similar to that. The face they keep showing me is not the face of who they put in. It's just an example of this agenda.
Someone to go along,
Someone that would be, so they're showing me that the Speaker of the House, but I know it's not him that they would want to put in. but and I know that when they were showing me, I know that's not who they were saying. They're just saying it would be someone backed by this movement,
Mhm.
their agenda, to keep their agenda going, because that's their whole big deal. And so it would be someone in that line of, but I don't know who it is. Yeah, Nikki Haley is. I don't see her being in agreement with 20, but she
I think she's very ambitious, and I don't think she cares. I mean, I honestly think
she just definitely she would play that game in a heartbeat.
She would. She totally would.
Yeah, she's
She won't say anything negative. She did a couple of times. She said something about, Trump and the budget, and that was it. You never heard her say anything against Trump again. She'll just go along to. She's spineless. She may not be like evil, but she's spineless and she supports evil. So
yeah, and she's
she's one of those people. It's yeah. They need to go and refigure their party, because they're lost. They're completely lost. Morally, ethically, they're lost. They really, really are. And so they need to face it and figure it out. And then we'll talk. Until then, go away. Or until then, you're not, we're not going to give you and I think people know that, especially the way that they're handling the House right now. I think people are just disgusted and tired of this. When stuff needs to get done, Yeah. It's silly.
Lisa Foster called it like it was. That's right. All right. So we are at the end of our time, and we do like to pull a card just for us, for the community, as something that we can hold on, for energy for this next week of encouragement from our guides. And while we're doing this, I do want to say that I was catching bits and pieces of Kevin Loving Vibration and Mel last night. They had their show, and Mel said he uses your cards all the time, and he held them up and everything.
Oh, nice.
Recommended everybody order them. He sent them to my website to order them. So I got on there real quick. I'm like, those are Cam's. So.
Oh, how funny.
So I might have gotten a lot of traffic out of it, but now they're coming back to you to actually get them. So.
Oh, nice. Well, thank you.
Yeah, very sweet.
Mel.
Okay.
Okay, so the card that I pulled it from my own deck, is this one. It says it's this on the picture side, and then it is grace. 12. Today, my prayer of intention is to look for the grace in any and all situations in my life. I will seek. And sorry, I don't have my glasses on. I will seek out grace, particularly in difficult, complicated, and challenging aspects of my life. There you go.
That's a tough one, Kim.
Grace.
I like it. Grab onto grace. Have grace. Compassion. Grace. And then here we have the angel of evolution. So we are in a process of evolving. So funny. Consider who you want to be in this time. How do you want to sound? Do you want to come from a place of love and light and compassion? seeing responding to things from your higher mind, or do you just want to be in a reaction mode? So this is you. You get a choice. You get to consider who you want to be as we go through this next week and time.
I think too, praying for other people's, that is the grace in it, right? Praying for other people's enlightenment, other people's evolution, that they keep growing as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
With that grace piece, the grace and the evolution together, I love it. And so with this angel of evolution and grace coming in, you guys got this. You've got this. Yay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, blessings to you all. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. You know where to find us on our individual channels. So please do. We have lots of stuff that post every week. And I feel like, Kim, you're on Thursday Night Live
next Thursday. Yeah.
But you also are on Sundays for the Spiritual Talk. So she'll be on this Sunday, Spiritual Talk. I'll be on the sofa, Sundays on the sofa. Right before Kim comes on, so you can come to the sofa and then jump on. Yeah. And so we will be posting our class soon. Our next class is going to be channeling. So if you're interested in that, but we'll let you know, but we will be posting soon. Love and light to you. Thank you, community, for being here and holding the light and holding the space. And thank you to all the moderators and everybody who support us. Love you guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Debbie.